Well, you guys can see my Artemis cosplay here. Bear with me if I might have picked the wrong weapon. I'm pretty sure she went with the metal, but I saw the bone ones at the same time for the dual blades. But the time has come for me to discuss this fucking movie because I just finished watching it because it just got released digitally. And there's a lot to be said about this movie, so here we go. Alright, here we fucking go. Get ready. Spoilers, by the way, should mention that. I'm gonna fucking talk about every single fucking thing. Like, absolutely, I can shit on this movie so much more than I can say I enjoyed it. But, I will say, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I actually loved it. To a certain extent. Right, here's the catch. To a certain extent. The way thing I would rate it as a 7 out of 10, but it's a 3 out of 10 at the same time. It's that weird and back and forth with me when it came down to watching the movie. But right off the bat, it kind of just throws you into the action pretty fast, and I don't like the fucking army take, dude. I don't like the army take to the Monster Hunter movie. I really don't. Like, it just felt so not. They made it connect with the plot, obviously. You know, it's part of the plot. It's like, oh, humans can travel to our world, we can go to their world, but it's just like back and forth. It's not consistent, yada yada. And but we'll get more into that later on. I should have probably put some points down for myself, but we're just going right off the bat. So yeah, you get thrown into the action pretty fast right away, right? They suddenly find the bodies and stuff, or not the bodies, but they're looking for the things. They see a storm coming and stuff like that. They remove the scene where the guy makes a pretty, like, tasteless racist joke, I guess. It wasn't even that funny when I did look at it. Like, I didn't even know there was something bad meaning behind it, but, like, I didn't even find it funny. The humor in this movie does seem forced sometimes. Just kind of the more we progress into it. But they see the storm, right? And it just feels like you just get tossed into it. And it's weird. Like, I feel like there was no setup at the beginning. You just get fucking tossed into it. It's like you just watch the trailer and that's what you just see, right? It's weird. But they're like, oh man, that storm that's coming, there's probably bad guys in there. Like, what the fuck? What? 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 What does that even mean? Like, there's a fucking storm of a giant cloud. A giant fucking cloud. Lightning and everything. Oh man, guys, there's like bad people in there. Like, we shouldn't, we should probably run away. Like, so they obviously start driving away, right? This is like the trailer. I probably should have brought up the trailer, but it's whatever. Basically, they just go through the thing, yada yada, and suddenly, just like in the trailer, they're like, lightning, lightning, lightning. Oh no, we're being teleported to the other world. Wow. Okay. They get teleported. They land in the desert. They start trying to figure out what the hell happened and all that stuff. They're like, wow, where'd we go? We just gotta get back to base. And this is where I really hate the fucking characters. Like, I just fucking, oh my god, I'm serious. I can shit on this movie more than I can say I enjoy it. But the characters just felt so bland, dude. Army characters, and I mean, okay. We're gonna go. I'll explain a little bit more, but they start finding. They see the people they were trying to find. Right, they were trying to go on an adventure and stuff like that, and they find those people, and they're like, "Man, did these guys get burned or something? Like, did they use a flamethrower?" And then they bring up a fact that the sand got melted to the point where it made glass and stuff like that. And they're like, "Yeah, no one can have a flamethrower that powerful and stuff like that, right?" And suddenly it's like, Tony Jaa over here comes out of the fucking woodworks and he's like, hey man, there's people over there. I'm gonna be friendly and shoot a fucking paint coated bow at them, right? And Tony Jaa's like, hey guys, Diablos is on your way. He's gonna kill you guys. He's gonna fuck you up. You guys need to run. And they're like, oh no, we gotta shoot. Right? They don't even bother taking, like, I mean, I get it in the sense of an army. You just gotta shoot at whatever, whatever. But, like, I didn't expect that to happen. to say the least. I was just like, maybe they'll get the hang of it. It's red paint, like, right? But then suddenly Mila's character, fucking Artemis over here, was like, whoa, guys, stop firing. It is paint. There's nothing wrong. And then Diablos pops up, and it's just like, oh my god, this is where I'm like instantly like, all right, Diablos is here. His fucking screech is great. He looks fucking amazing. Diablos, I started falling in love with the movie, like, start falling in love with the world, because it's Monster Hunter, dude, right? It's fucking Monster Hunter. It's Monster Hunter characters brought to the camera, brought to real life, right? And then Diablos goes on a rampage and stuff like that, and like, this is where we start progressing the story, and everybody fucking starts dying and shit, and I'm just like, yes, right? Yes, everybody in the army is fucking dying, except for Artemis and like 2 other people. T.I.'s character and that one woman, and then like another dude, right? Oh no, the dude does die, end up. But everybody starts dying left and right, and I'm just like, thank fucking god, I have no attachment. But I guess that's why they didn't make any attachment to the character. They didn't make you feel anything, right? And I was generally happy that they were all fucking dying. I was just like, just give me the Monster Hunter cat, like, show me the handler, Admiral, the fucking cat, everybody else. Give me those guys. Fuck the army people. Just go die. I don't care. Just show me the Monster Hunter universe. That's what I want to see, right? Not army people. So, and then, like, they start running away. They manage to escape because, you know, plot armor, right, at the time. And then suddenly, as they progress, they enter Nursilla, I think her name is, right? The spider? Mind you, I don't exactly know this monster as much as like other people would. I did look up what she, like, her abilities were, and she's like sleep and poison, right? And this is where I really kind of got hooked on to the movie. What's it called? I kind of got hooked into the movie because just once Nursilla captures Artemis and stuff like that, or I guess not captures, but at first I should say Artemis gets stabbed, right, and she gets put to sleep in a sense, which I was like, if she died, obviously she didn't die because in the trailer they just show her further on, right? But I was just like, wait, what does Nursilla do? Like, so I quickly paused the movie, ruined my immersion. Go look up what she does. Apparently, so like we go back to where she sleeps and stuff like that, puts people to sleep, and I'm like, okay, all right. And then everybody starts panicking. Everybody starts running away. Tony Jaa is just back again, and the hunter, the main guy, he's like away from everything. He's like, oh shit, dude, I think they might need my help. Homie pulls out the bow again, blast coated bow over here. We're gonna go with blast coating because, you know, he just attached explosives as anything, really. But he just like helps them out a little bit, right? And then we go back to Artemis starting to wake up a little bit because she was just put to sleep, and then Nursilla's just right there. He's like, oh shit, well. Now here, this specific scene right here really got to me because I really enjoyed how it was done, right? The whole, they made it like a horror thing, right? Nursilla basically tied or webbed up Artemis and stuff like that. And all that, and, what's it called? And just, they made it feel like it was like just, you were in a horror movie all of a sudden. Just like, whoa, we don't know what's going on, you know, stuff like that. And then you're taken into Artemis' view where you're just like walking around the spider cave basically, and suddenly you just like, you know, kind of like, whoa, right? Your senses are heightened and all that stuff, and you're just like, it's kind of spooky, spiders, you know. And then eventually you progress a little bit more, and she finds one of the partners, the T.I. guy or whatever. I don't remember how the woman died. Oh wait, no, they didn't even show how she died. One sec. I know I'm going to kind of behind a little bit, but she didn't even show that they died. She died. They just showed her body, and that's it. I mean, I guess she just died maybe to the poison or whatever. But yeah. And then T.I. over here is like, homie is just like poisoned or something. Now this part really fucking was like, whoa, this is kind of extreme, right? So as they progress and stuff like that, he starts getting like a pain in his chest and all that stuff. And as he starts pulling up his shirt because he started getting attacked and stuff like that, he's got, oh shit. Oh no, I moved my camera. He's got like spider eggs literally getting hatched from his fucking side. And I was just like, Jesus Christ, dude, this is graphic. Wow, this is a lot more graphic than I expected, right? Obviously, this game is based off World. And in the World universe, everything, I would assume this is how it would be, right? Not like Generations or Freedom Unite. I mean, even Freedom Unite, you could probably think of it this way, right? Pretty brutal, in that sense. But, yeah, no, once that progresses and stuff like that, Artemis seems to be able to escape plot armor once again. She should have died. Should have fucking died. But I was hoping she would die, but we know she's not gonna die because it's fucking her character. All whatnot, right? But I was just like, okay, alright, we progress. Then we managed to go into an abandoned ship, right? I'm trying to like speed through this movie a little bit, so like, but I'm trying to hit important things, how I felt. We get to the ship and yada yada, right? Tony Jaa's there waiting. I didn't really care for the scene. Oh, really quick, we're going back just a second. I didn't care for the scene where she was just like left alone and just like, is my ring okay? I didn't fucking care for that scene. Like, again, I have no attachment to these characters, like, so I just didn't care for anything. Maybe that's just me being too harsh, but yeah. Anyways, we get to the ship part and then suddenly Tony Jaa gets the sneak attack on Artemis and they start fighting, yada yada and stuff like that, and they just stab his ass, dude. She just stabs his ass, like. And here's another thing where I'll give them credit. They really made sure Tony's character, the Hunter, I guess people will just call him the Hunter, feeling like a Monster Hunter personality. He's having fun, right? He's fighting and he's having fun. And that's how I take it to be for hunters in this game, right? When you add the comedic value to every single thing, right? Like, just in general, the hunters enjoy what they like to do and they have fun with it, and they really captured that with his character, so I'll give them credit there, right? I'll give them credit there. Then suddenly Tony's character wins. I think that's, I hope I'm calling him right tonight, right? I'm pretty sure it's Tony Jaa, right? Yeah, no, so he captures him, or I mean, he captures her, starts dragging him to his base and stuff like that. And once again, he's just trying to be a protective person because he's like, Nersilla's coming back, it's nighttime, you know, we gotta run, stuff like that. And she's still being a little pain in the ass, right? And then, I'm not too sure what the ritual he's doing in the camp and stuff like that, but he ate herbs. We saw him eat herbs. He ate a little potion thing, right? All that fun stuff. Just little like things tossed at you, like, oh hey, I know that. Ate an herb to get some health back, you know, yada yada, all that stuff. Obviously, drank water. Was doing that weird ritual, like I said. I don't know what the hell that ritual really stand for, or anything, but just yeah. Progressing, she manages to start cutting her way through. Again, just you can clearly see this guy's trying to help you, right? But like, you just aren't paying attention. So you just want to, you know, all that whole army setup thing back to just kind of ruin certain things, right? He goes out and comes back. She's disappearing, and then he gets knocked out and stuff like that. And then after that, essentially, he's just kind of like, you know, like he's tied up. And then this is where I feel like the comedy was just forced, right? But at the same time, like I told you, the Hunter personality is just kind of, he's laughing at anything, right? And he's just kind of like enjoying it himself when he's like got tied up and stuff. and then she's drinking the water, and then he just kicks it, and he just kind of like laughs, right? That's where like it's just funny because they captured it right. But then suddenly she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna break the ritual." He's like, "No, no," and then they get into another fucking fight. The fight scenes were alright, by the way, for at least the human to human ones. They're pretty alright. And then the hunter ends up like almost dying because he's tied and like he gets thrown into Nersilla's little egg area, right? And Artemis is like, "Oh wow, I can save the person now. Wow, I can save him." And then they end up becoming friends and stuff like that. And now this scene right here, I laughed a little bit. The whole chocolate snippet, which is how now I get it, because you had to use chocolate to make this armor set. So a little thing right there, right? But yeah, no, that felt funny, a little funny to me. It's just kind of like, it's cute, And then you get a little montage of suddenly, oh my god, I almost forgot. Hold on. There was a little scene as well where they are trying to figure out what the hell they need to do, right, to get to the car. I think this might have been a little bit after the chocolate scene. So yeah, there's a scene where the hunter is like, "Hey, we gotta go back to Nersilla's nest because guess what? This is a little thing. We're in the Monster Hunter universe. We have to kill the monsters to get our loot. We gotta kill the monsters to make our things, right?" But in this case, they just really wanted Nersilla's little like stabby thingy, right? So they can poison coat the bow, right? And then they get to progress further. That's their plan. Artemis becomes bait. They get Nersilla to come out. They kill Nersilla by a lovely little axe, great axe, jumping off the edge of something. Cuts the head in half, right? And you're just like, wow, right? And then they just run away with the part, which is like, again, funny to me because that's Monster Hunter. This is if Monster Hunter, the video game, became reality. As stupid as that sounds, because that's what the point of this movie is, but just like, you don't imagine that stuff, right? When you're playing the game. So you're just like, yeah, we just carved this shit. We just carved a head. Yeah, we just casually carry a head back to base, right? This motherfucker over here is like carrying the goddamn like tail end of Nersilla and just casually running to base, right? So it's just kind of little funny thoughts like that really made me enjoy the movie, right? On top of that, then they'd show again the little montage of just like he's carving the thing, he gets the poison or the sleeping like effect, right? And he's just like wraps it around his bow and stuff like that, and just like sleep coating, yeah. And I'm just like, that's how coating is made, huh? Okay. And then they proceed to the next fight, which is Diablos versus the Hunter and Artemis, and it's just like time and time again, I'm just like, these fights are just, they're good, but they're not as good as they could be, man. Just like, they could have been better and stuff like that. And then the Hunter gets knocked out. I mean, he takes a beating, but that's normal. Like, if you're part of the Hunter universe, you gotta take a beating because, if you're gonna get tossed around by a Rathalos, like, it's nothing. It's just like, spit in, get eaten and spit out, just like it's nothing. You gotta be able to take a beating as a Hunter, right? But yeah, and then once we progress through that scene, the ending to that is just like, she gets pinned down. Tony Jaa's character, the Hunter, just comes in, is like stabs the fucking thing right in the head, and then he gets knocked out, right? Then she's just like, wow, I guess it's up to me now. So she uses her clutch claw thing, and it was like, gets on top of Diablos, and then they start doing the mounting phase, right? It's just a nice little mounting, little throwback. They don't stab the person, obviously. They don't stab the monster over and over again to try to knock it down, right? But she does stab said monster and kills it, right? Stabs her right through the brain, which is kind of like, I was like, Jesus Christ, that's brutal. That's like, damn, right? And then once they get past that, I don't exactly understand the backstory to the hunter, in a sense, because once he gets knocked out, also a nice little throwback again, Artemis's character peels like a scale off of Diablo's, which is just like, it goes back to the same thing where it's just like, the hunter, this is the video game, we just take a fucking piece of the eyeball, just like, oh, it's fine, guys. She took a scale, right, and just used it as a little like boat thing for him because he was knocked out and all that stuff. And he starts having like flashbacks, which I guess it was flashbacks of his childhood and stuff like that. That just felt so random to me. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. Maybe I missed something, but again, same with the ritual. I don't know what the fuck that ritual is doing. Like, they missed out on some stuff. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But afterwards, they get into another sandstorm, and then suddenly, like, she's trying to like revive him, but I'm pretty sure he just passed out and unconscious. It's not like he's dead or anything like that. But they come back alive. He takes off the like emergency repair healing kit or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then here where we enter the forest, the Great Forest. So we're nearing the end, surprisingly, right? So with the Great Forest area, we get to meet the nice little Aceperos, the weird guys that just are very innocent until they like you accidentally hit one of them and they'll start killing you, right? And I'm just like, oh, I got a big smile on my face seeing that, right? I got like a big, just again, it's hitting you then that section where if you're a Monster Hunter fan, you're just like, you're so happy to see these monsters done with like live action, just CGI and stuff into like a real life movie. So you're just like, you can't help but to smile and just be like, oh, that's so cool, right? But then you get immersion breaks again where you're just like, you run into the characters and they have more humor that just doesn't like half the time it didn't laugh, dude. Like, don't get me wrong, sometimes it's okay with movies, you just have to go in and not expect anything and just like, which is what I did with this. You go in, just you turn your brain off, you don't care, but sometimes you just like, this doesn't do it for me and stuff like that. And then we get to a nice little sneak peek. This is like this little snippet where I'm just like, that made me go, oh my god. As she's asking if she can get water, and the hunter's like, yeah, man, go get your water, right? And as she's walking, suddenly, Cephalos, you know, the stupid underground, like the baby version of a Cephadrome from Freedom Unite. Yeah, so one of those pops out of the thing, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's a fucking like Cephalos thing. And that was a nice little thing. I don't think they shot it in the trailer or not, but yeah. Anyways, progress. They start doing the little hunting snippet, right? And you start seeing more chemistry between the hunter and Artemis. Again, I just didn't like it. I just really didn't like it. I don't like that chemistry. It didn't do anything for me, man. It really didn't. But again, I'm just looking over it. I just want to see Monster Hunter. Just want to see the cast, you know, all that stuff. And then as they're in the forest, they start eating, they drink. I'm pretty sure they were drinking like a typical beer or whatever the hell you want to call it, right? From the Monster Hunter universe. And yeah, so, and then suddenly they fall asleep, and Tony's character once again is starting to do this ritual, and I'm just like, the fuck are you doing? He's doing like hand signs like he's in Naruto or something. And but as we progress, suddenly Rathalos, you get a snippet of Rathalos, and you're just like, oh shit, Rathalos is here, right? Rathalos. And then suddenly it's like Rathalos starts burning the fucking forest, and you see all these Aceperos is like running, some of them are on fire and shit like that, and you're just like, oh my god, dude, Rathalos is here, this is like gonna get good. And then it does not get good. the Admiral lands, and he just hits. He's using a switch axe, right? He's using a switch axe, and stuff like that, and yeah, he does this like weird fire ability. At first, I thought it was a charge blade, but he doesn't have the shield or anything. Maybe it's just a blade and not the charge part of it or something. I don't fucking know. But he's just like giant explosion, or maybe that's the elemental discharge from the switch axe. Maybe just done differently, right? He's using a switch axe, and then Artemis pulls out the dual blades, and yada yada. She's like, demon mode, yeah, fire, flames, all these Sephiroths are going around me and not doing anything, right? And yeah, fast forward to that, you see the hunter running away because he might get stumbled and stuff like that, and then he runs off into the cliff side, right, where he might fall to his death because, yeah. But suddenly the handler, and I think the serious handler, I think it was the serious handler that saved him. But you just see all these, like, this is one of those sad scenes where you're just like, Jesus Christ, all these poor animals. You see all these Sephiroths, excuse me if I'm pronouncing them wrong, just fucking falling off the cliff, and you're just like, wow, that's kind of upsetting. And then the hunter is just like, I'm walking over these guys, I'm trying to live, right? And then going a little bit further into it, you're just like, okay, well, there's that. You got to see Rathalos finally. And then Artemis is like, thank you to the Admiral. Admiral's like, don't thank me yet. Knocks her out, and then suddenly she's imprisoned. And then you wake up into the scene. She wakes up into the scene, I guess, and suddenly the handler, the serious handler, and the adept hunter, the A-lister hunter, I should say, not adept, start like they're looking at her like we look at the monsters that we captured in this fucking game. We're just like, oh, look at it, it's missing his tail. Wow, she's got a cut. Wow, just like so amused because we've never seen anything like it, right? But then like suddenly she's just like, wow, you betrayed me, hunter. Like, I'm being held captive, yada yada. Then she finds a way to escape. She runs into the Meowscler chef, which, mind you, they fucking butchered the hell out of that scene. They had a nice little Easter egg in this movie where they did the animation, the cooking animation to this thing, right? To the chef's cooking, right? And while it was correct, it just didn't feel the same. It just felt fucking awful. It just like, wow, that's it? Like, really? And then suddenly she gets freed and all that stuff. They talk to the Admiral about how, like, oh, this portal, this is where the story starts connecting. This portal has been going in and out in civilization from beforehand, like, started doing all this stuff. And we could go back and forth, and the humans kind of killed themselves and stuff like that. I was just like, what? Maybe I just thought maybe they were gonna try to set up to like Fatalis being the reason everyone died. No, they're just like, you just fucking did it to yourselves, you fucking stupid idiot stupid people. And I'm just like, okay, all right, whatever. So then suddenly, like, they have to go fight Rathalos at the Sky Tower, or the Old Tower, which, by the way, I loved the little throwback to the Old Tower. Fucking loved it. Forgot to mention that right in the beginning. I also missed that whole scene in the beginning. I just realized that too. But we'll talk about this at the end. We're just gonna get to the movie first. And they start fighting Rathalos and all that stuff, and you're just like, the fight was kind of okay, but it wasn't. Like, I don't know, man. Again, you saw a longsword, a sword and shield. Again, you don't see enough of the hunters. You don't see enough of the crew that you want to see. The handler, serious handler, the A-lister, the Admiral, you don't see enough of them. Right? This is like, to make comparison, the SpongeBob Out of Water movie. Straight up, just like, the ending, they were out of water for like the last like 20 minutes of the film, and that's it. They promoted it as like, that's all gonna be like at least half the movie. Nah, it's just fucking like 20 minutes of the movie. It's like, thanks for watching. It's like, oh, okay. So then they start fighting, and then Artemis falls, and Rathalos, I guess, end up falling, so they switch back to the old world. Right? They go back to the human world, and suddenly Artemis gets found and gets rescued. And this is where I'm like, oh my fucking god, here we go again. Rathalos comes in, starts just demolishing all the army people and just all the fucking helicopters and shit. I'm just like, fucking go. Rathalos, kill all these people, like, fucking go ape shit. Like, show me the power of a, oh shit, my thing. It broke, okay. Show me the power of fucking a monster hunter monster, you know, like, this is where they really showed us, like, Rathalos is kind of scary. Like, this is what people fight in, like, at the, in this world on a daily basis, and they have fucking Palicos to help them out, right? And, basically, once that happens, it's like, everybody starts getting demolished and stuff like that. Artemis makes it, you know, still unconscious, by the way, because, you know, she's like half-assed dead or whatever, but she wakes up and then suddenly is like, I gotta find all this loot. And this is where it's funny to me, because she's finding all this loot and stuff like that, but every single time they flash back away from her, someone dies, another person dies, helicopter dies, tank dies, and you're just like, haha, just casually just like trying to find all the loot and stuff like that. But she manages and stuff, and then suddenly she starts to fight, you know, Rathalos and all that. She cuts through his wing a little bit, and he kind of, Rathalos makes out like, the fuck you doing? Like, what you doing over there, you know? And yeah, and then suddenly the fight just, I didn't like the ending to say of the fight, or at least how I thought it was gonna end, right? I should say. So essentially she like throws this explosive thing into his mouth, and I was just like, really? That's all it took to kill Rathalos, right? Like, the fuck? Just explosives down his throat and stuff like that, and you're just like, that's all it took? You serious? You serious? Like, a fucking, okay. But then suddenly Rathalos comes back alive, and you're just like, oh, okay. That's what I thought. It's like, there's no way that kills him. But then you see the hunter come out of nowhere, and he's like, explosive coating, yeah! Boom, 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 boom. Rathalos is dead, right? And then the Admiral and everybody else are showing up. It's like, hey, I thought we should help you. And then here we are at the end of the film, right? No Monster Hunter music anywhere to be found. Anywhere to be found. And I'm just like, this fucking sucks, dude. Monster Hunter music is like some of the greatest thing. Not even the fucking theme. And I'm like, okay. And as they start discussing, I'm just like, where the hell is Gore? Gore was advertised in this movie, but where the fuck is he? Oh, he's at the end. They're charging towards him, right? You see the hunter wearing, having a insect glaive, switch axe, and you have the dual blades. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is where they're gonna play the Monster Hunter music. Monster Hunter theme song. Dun, 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 you know? I'm just like, they're running at the monster. No, generic fucking action music. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Like, you guys had such a fucking huge opportunity to end this movie with a bang. Like, oh my god, they played the music, right? They played the music. If they bought the rights to the fucking movie, how would they not be able to do the rights to the music? Right? How would they not at least be able to be like, can we use this song, you know? No, we're stuck with generic action movie music. And I'm just like, these sons of bitches, man. Not only did they like not do anything with Monster Hunter music, they didn't even do anything. They failed to capture what made Monster Hunter so enjoyable in the video games, which they could have done in real life so easily, right? In the movies, like, this is why I say this. I said this at the beginning. This is a 7 out of 10, but a 3 out of 10 at the same time. Like, they did some good stuff so good that it's just like, it made it worth giving me the 7, right? I enjoyed it, but I fucking hated it. I thought this movie was shit. Like, just, yeah. Like I said, I can shit on the movie way more than I can say I enjoyed stuff, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, they did alright. Like, I forgot to mention this at the beginning. I forgot to completely go over the boat scene at the beginning. That whole action sequence was really good. That instantly got me engaged. Too. That's just like, yeah, dude, this fucking movie's gonna be good. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun Monster Hunter movie with fight scenes and stuff like that. But the more I started watching, the more I was just like kind of let down at the same time. It's just like I enjoyed just the hunter characters, right? Just I wanted to see more of them. Sadly, there wasn't enough of them, right? Because I guess that didn't fit the whole thing, right? And then at the end of the credits, they show them fighting Gore, and you see like them doing all these like cool little fight techniques from a distance, right? Like you don't see them up close, and then you see this one random dude in the shadows. Like, who the fuck is? Where is this story going? They're setting up for a sequel. Who the fuck is that? Like, what does this have? What does this have to do? Maybe we'll find out that this guy apparently is causing Rampage to happen in Rise, I guess, or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like, but then it's just random guy. They fade out, and then it's the Meowscular chef over here, the cat. He's like, yeah, man, I'm ready for fights. And that's it. That's it. That's the fucking movie. You guys could have done so much more, but chose not to. And just fucked it up. And as a fan, I can't say I'm truly happy with this movie, but I enjoyed it just because mainly you're gonna see the Monster Hunter cast. That's it. That's literally what carried this movie. And same with Tony's, like, just his character was really enjoyable, right? Because he fits Monster Hunter. He is Monster Hunter, like, personality, right? In the sense of just, like, laughter, seriousness, you know, we're like, oh, I'm fine, you know, type deal. But, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this small little overview of the movie and just my feelings. I feel like I ranted on more, but I'd rather do it now than tomorrow before I forget everything that happened in this movie, because I'm gonna go buy it in theater on DVD once it comes out, just to have it, right? Maybe watch it down the line again some other time and just, like, you know, experience it all over again. But fairly, like, just, it's a 7 out of 10. It's an average movie. It's an average action movie where you can just enjoy just, like, fights and stuff like that. But if you're a fan, this is like a fucking 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10, honestly. It's just like, they could have done, this could have been a really fucking, like, 8 out of 10 Monster Hunter fandom, just like, hell yeah, dude. But nah, I guess they didn't want to go that route. But this discussion ended up being nearly 40 minutes. Tomorrow, we have a Nintendo Direct happening. So, maybe a Monster Hunter trailer tomorrow. We'll see. If there is one, we'll react to it. Whatnot. But thanks for watching, guys. Go see the movie. Have an opinion for yourself. Don't let me influence it. Again, just... It could have been so much better. Where was the music? Where was everything that I wanted? But until the sequel comes out, maybe they'll learn from that, right? Maybe we'll get more generic action music or something. I don't fucking know. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with more stuff. Till next time.